What's up, Dragon Brood? We have people clamoring to see some Axonil because we haven't really played one since Bloomborough came out, and figured we'll do an update so everybody can have it. If you play this deck, here's some things that could work for you because this was pretty good for us before. So, hopping in, it's going to be a lot of burn because we're playing Axonil, obviously, but not all burn. But we do have some shocks because those are just good, and they're good removal against the aggro decks early. We do have Heartflame Duelist, which can be some life gain in a pinch if we need it, but it is also a 3/1 creature that has 3 damage attached to it. Coruscation Mage. This is one that's actually pretty good because post-rotation, we do lose some of the creatures that give you a point for every time you, or deal a point for every time you cast an instant or sorcery. So in this case, when we play a non-creature spell, we get to deal a point of damage, and potentially late in the game, we can go use the Offspring and get another body and then double up that damage. So we'll see how it works out here. We are playing some Lightning Strike because, again, damage, and we can send it upstairs. Razorkin Needlehead is one of the few creatures that actually, from the new set, that made the cut here. But it does deal a damage every point when your opponent draws a card, and some decks draw more than one, so this should be pretty good. Lightning Helix, no surprise here, again, just damage, but some life gain that could help. Now, a fun card here that we did add with OTJ in the last version is Tai Joaquin, Perfect Shot. This is a 2-mana 2/3, which in and of itself is just kind of okay, but if we deal damage to something that's exact damage, we actually get to draw a card, which is pretty cool. But we can also make all of our damage more. And remember that this is for all the damage you do in the turn. So if you pay, let's say, 3 and tap it, and then you have 2 shocks in hand, each of those shocks will now be 5 damage, right? That's important to keep in mind. This is actually really, really cool. Just a cool, good all-around card that actually should work well here. We are going to play a couple of Mechanized Warfare because, as you can see, we have so many things dealing damage that if they can all deal additional 1, that's great. Screaming Nemesis makes the cut here, and honestly, I kind of want to put a 4th Screaming Nemesis in, but we're already kind of, I guess if you want to call it, over budget at 61 cards. Like, I don't know where else it would be, except for one card we'll talk about here in a second. So we do have O'Hare Axonil. Obviously, if anything's dealing damage, it'll deal damage equal to his power, which is super good. That includes, like, the Razorkin Needleverge, which would be pretty sweet because that's non-combat damage. You know, maybe even if we wanted to shoot our own Screaming Nemesis and make it 4 damage, things like that. So, like, tons of stuff we can do dealing damage to the opponent, which could be pretty good. We're also playing Virtue of Courage. This is just almost a combo finish card, right? If we get this late, then we just start pinging off a bunch of cards all at once. And then the card we may potentially replace with Screaming Nemesis is probably Quintorius Khan. This is a holdover from one of the early versions. I mean, it does let you deal damage off the top for potentially more than 2, but you do get to gain life. You can make a 3/2 block. May not be necessary anymore now that we have stuff like Screaming Nemesis, but that's why we play the games, to find out. I will say, in lands, we are actually playing a full set of Abraded Bluffs, which is just the 1 damage desert. We don't necessarily like having lands come into play tapped, but you kind of need a few of them, so we figured why not play the damage one and some Restless Bivouac in here. Now, as usual, don't know how these games are going to go, but that's why I implore you to watch as much of the video as possible, because that helps the channel a lot. The more you watch, the more YouTube wants to recommend it. But after you're done watching, there'll be a link in the description. It'll take you over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where you could download this and play some crazy burn damage of your own if you want to. For now, though, let's go see if the updated version of Axonil still burns out our opponents. Okay, can we keep this? I mean, I guess. This isn't great, but we do have Tai Joaquin. We have 3 damage. Like, we'll see what happens. I imagine these are going to die here early, but that's okay. We'll just call that the cost of doing business. I guess also, the question is going to come down to, do we want to play Axonil on turn 4 or not? May come down if we really need to use Heartflame Duelist, I think. Or the Heartflame Slash, the adventure portion. Is this just mono white something or other? Looks like it is. Okay, well then maybe we do want to play Axonil on time. Boy, what are we doing here? Don't know, team. Don't know what we want to do here. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We could still... Let's attack. Alright. Then let's go ahead and do this, because Battlefield Forge comes into play untapped anyway. And then this at least forces them to do something else to get tokens or whatever. Kind of just clearing the way so we can do a little bit of something. Those decks are loaded with removal, though, so I was going to say, there's a real chance that we don't get to do much with our Tywakeen. Yep, that's what I thought. Not a huge surprise. So then we'll run out one of these, and then we'll see what other removal they have. But I'm sure there's something good. Yep, a Destroy Evil. That just gives us more mana, so that's not the worst thing. Ooh, okay. Well, as much as I was talking about possibly removing this Knucklehead. Actually, let's see. Opponent's on 4 mana. If we play Axonil, hit them for 4, they probably Sunfall, and then we get to play Quintorius. I don't hate that. Actually, we get to play Quintorius and Heartflame Duelist. Alright, I'm into it. Alright. I mean, not the way I expected these games to go, but, you know, it is what it is. But I assume if they have a Sunfall, we'll see one of them here. No, just Ibiza. That's actually not terrible for us, believe it or not. That worked out well. Whew, so now what are we looking to do? So we play Quintorius. We deal 4. We play Heartflame Duelist. That's if a spell, though, would deal damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So I guess I have to decide how badly I think they're going to want to do their thing. I guess... Remember, cast a spell from exile. I guess if we do this, it deals 4. And yeah, let's go for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and discover. We still get to hit them for 4 more, so that's fine. No attacks. I mean, now is a prime Sunfall time if they would like to do so. They're going to give that flying and kill our Quintorius? Nope, just making some 1/1 blockers. We don't hate that. Question is, if they attack, can we just kill them? Because that's a treasure. We would deal 4. 5. Actually, no, we would deal 4. We would deal 8. And then they block, take 3. Oh, this is going to be much closer than I thought. I think I want Quintorius just in case something doesn't go the way we want it to. They have to. Okay, they didn't. I thought they had something else in hand. So this is 4, 8. Well, that's 16, right? Plus. So yeah, we just fire these off. Yeah, don't even... I guess Axonil's the king. We didn't even have to attack. Look at that. Alright, let's keep it. See what we can do with it. Go, Mountain, go. Interesting that they did nothing. Well, I guess I'll let them kill this, because if you're not playing spells, you gotta have removal if you're playing black, right? Of course. Bat. Boy, do I have some things for you, Mr. Bat. No white mana, though, here is kind of rough. I would say I much would have preferred run one of those out down the way, but we'll pass here. Opponent looks like they potentially are still stuck on mana. I'm going to use the 2 mana thing instead of the 3, or 2 damage thing instead of the 3 damage thing. Alright, let's go ahead and play this. Pass the turn. This probably dies also. Yep, why wouldn't it? I mean, I guess worst case scenario, if I draw an untapped land, I just play Virtue of Courage. Nope. Alright. I mean, they know we have a damage spell, so it's like kind of playing a silly song and dance here. Got some discard going. Alright, I'm just going to go here. Like, force you to do something. If they spend their turn killing our Planeswalker, fine. Yep, we're okay with that. We still got something out of it. We're totally good with that outcome. Attack. So now this is where we just start worrying about maybe chaining off spells. Then we've hit for 3. Virtue reveals 3 cards. We could play a land, shoot for 2 more. Yeah, they're going to 11. They're making our job easy here. Let's go ahead and do this. Take action. Well, that's not what we were looking for, but that'll do it anyway. Okay. I think we keep this. Oh, boy. Hadn't really calculated how we're going to beat these particular decks. Yeah, this is another example, I think, of why we need Get Lost in the deck. Just so when they play, like, instant speed into turn guys, or they play, like, a, what you call it, like a Haughty Djinn, something like that. You want to be able to kill it. But, you know, maybe we'll get lucky if we could sneak down, like, a Mechanized Warfare or something. Maybe we could create enough damage that way. It's not ideal, but not impossible. Also, if they, like, Haughty Djinn here with no mana up, I guess we could use some spells and kill it. But we'll see. I mean, they also might Haughty Djinn, we kill it, then they have a backup Haughty Djinn, right? That's always a possibility. I guess I gotta play Inspiring Advantage here. But I guess if we're gonna let them counter something, it kind of needs to be this. Because we can't not do anything, right? So we just let them have the counter here. Yeah. Not too concerned about it, honestly. That's just one you just let it roll. Now you get Haughty Djinn with the backup counter. Yep. There's your dude. Alright. I guess we go for this again. Again, if they have a counter, they have a counter. Alright. We're going to try to live on this. They're going to return it to our hand and give us a 1-1 probably? No, they're just going for Moment of Truth. Okay. How much damage do we take and are we dead? Like, that's what this is going to come down to. Because we don't have enough to burn them out yet, right? Well, we don't have the mana even if we did. Because that's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Though we potentially gain a little bit of life. So that's something. Alright. We just pass. Whatever we do, we want to do Lightning Helix last. So if it gets countered, we have a chance to gain the life. Realistically, we'd want to do Virtue or Lightning Helix last. So maybe we could get off some damage. But I might lead with that. I don't know. I'm going to flash in something. They are. Alright. I mean, guess it is what it is. Like I said, with us not having Get Lost, it does kind of limit some of our options here. Alright. I don't think we can win, because they have to have at least 2 counters here, I would imagine. mean, that's only 3. Let's see, if we force this, this gets countered. Then we still only have Helix for 4. Yeah, I don't think we have a way to really get there. Oh, they're leaving it open. Well, I mean, we're kind of in a bad spot. We just got to go for it. I mean, we got to hope they don't have any hard counters. Because it's the only way we're winning right now. Alright, well. I mean, hope it's not, Oh, it is. Because they're going to copy their guy. Yep, that's all they needed. GG's. Okay. All burn spells, but you know what? We're playing burn, so let's keep it. Opponent mulligans, a cool little weird flag thing on their sleeves. Here's a question. For those of you, like, how do you talk about those on Arena? Like, do you call them sleeves? Do you call them card backs? Because, like, it feels a little weird for me to refer to them as sleeves, even though it's a digital thing. But I think that's still the term, you know, most commonly used. I'm going to go ahead and play this, because if they play something, we can probably block it, unless it's like a Monastery Swift Spear. And then we can just remove whatever they play after that. Yeah, exactly. We ain't too scared. Alright, shoot the opponent. I'll go ahead and use this, because it's just 2 damage. I get a card. Boom, boom. And, yeah, I'll go ahead and attack here. Why not? I think we can suffer a little bit of damage. Oh, that thing's so dead. Oh, now they can protect it. Though I think they're going to get greedy and go after our dude. No, it's just a Feather Flight. But they do get to draw a card, though. Not that it helps them. I'm going to go ahead and use this. I know I could have drawn... Well, I couldn't have drawn a card, because I need to do 2 damage for that. I mean, yeah. Alright, that's all that takes. I would like to think against some of these early aggro, fast aggro decks, like, if we do have the early removal, and we have a lot of it, if you can deal with their first 3 threats or so, it's probably going to be all we have to do, really. But we'll see. Sure. Why not? This is interesting. I kind of want to just play the mage outright. And, like, if something dies, we just let this be the dude. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. I'll let him take 1 for the team. Oh, it's this figure. Dang it. Maybe I should have played Tywakeen. Ah, well. Things happen. They're going to mill us, not themselves. Alright. It's an interesting thing to note. Oh, because you're playing rats. Okay, sure. You have rats now. Alright, I guess this is where... Whoa, no! That's not what I wanted to do! Dang it. I meant to make 2 mages. Ah, well. Such is life, I guess. Sure, I'll attack. Why not? Dang, that sucked. I would have much rather had 2 mages and taken 1 hit from a Kuromonix. Man, what's tough is I feel like that's going to really make a change in this game. We're going to get ninja'd. I feel like there's a ninja on the way. Nope, there was not a ninja on the way. Alright, big persistent duder. Sounds good. And that's in the yard. Taking one or more, you can pay 3, and if you do, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. All right. Seems legit. So now the question is, do we just... Yeah, let's hit it. Why not, right? And then if they don't do something, then we have a big turn coming. If they do, well, it'll hurt a lot. And this is if it gets through, right? If it deals combat damage, you mill cards, put any number of legends, enchantments from them under your hand. And if you put no cards, you get a +1/+1. Alright. Fair. And I'm assuming you kill Axonil, you attack, we don't block, we take 7. That's not so bad. We're going to take 7+ anyway. That's just how this is going to go. Man, if I'd had double mage now with Axonil, gosh dang it. Alright, cool. Actually, can we kill them anyway? Because we could pump with Tywakeen everything an additional 3. So then this 4 becomes 5, and then this 2 becomes... Or it comes 4, and that's another... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so... Hold on. So this one would be 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. This is 7, and this is... Alright, sure. Alright. Tywakeen, we're firing you up for 3. This is kind of sicko, actually. Alright, so we play this. This is going to deal that. And then we play this. Target the opponent, which that turns into a big chunk. And then that's a big chunk. And... Oh, that wasn't enough? Why did it not add more? What, did I do the math wrong? Sorcery control does non-combat damage to a creature if a sorcery control deals non-combat damage to a permanent or player. So that should have been 4. And this is 4. 7 would have been... Oh, maybe it doesn't add. This changes it entirely? Oh. Well, alright. I messed up. I messed up my replacement effects. No, but it deals that much plus X. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Either way, if they don't kill our stuff, they're dead this turn anyway. So it's whatever.
Bet you didn't expect to see me here.
Oh, yeah, because either way, if we keep the mage alive, then we just play Quintorius. Quintorius deals 1, and then... Or the mage deals 1, and then Quintorius deals 2. We're at 19, so we're not even close to dying here. But yeah, that's weird. That math feels like that should have been more to me still. 4... And then another 7 is 11, plus another 7 would have been 18. Alright, yeah, whatever. Can't be blocked by creature power 2 or greater. I think we just let it through. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, sure. I mean, our whole goal is just have to keep Coruscation Mage alive. Nothing else really matters. Yep. So opponent takes their damage and then they die. Okay. I guess really in either case, if Mage stays alive or Axonil stayed alive. Like, I needed either one, I guess, at the end of all. I just thought they were going to get rid of Axonil. Alright, we got 2 red mana, so we can play a Razorkin. Yeah, let's keep it. Alright, let's see what we're up against. This might just be more of a traditional... Oh, playing the land that's 13 life or... Okay. Haven't seen... I don't think I've even seen these cast against us. Ever. What's going on? Oh, is this some type of graveyard thing, probably? Really tempted to play Razorkin here. I think I'm going to. And just see what happens. I don't know. They didn't kill it. Maybe they only have instant speed removal? I mean, sorcery speed. Maybe that's why. I mean, if they play something like a creature here, that's a little tough with 4 toughness. And we can't do anything with our Screaming Nemesis because we don't have any land. Oh, that's cute. I guess we want to keep that out of the way, huh? Alright. Don't love it, but what else are we going to do, right? We didn't get any mana, so kind of getting rightfully punished here. What if I feel like they're just going to play another slasher and we're just, I was going to say, we'd just be playing slasher management? Double fungus, sure. You got it, fam. Alright, we did get mana. Let's go ahead and use this. So on a future turn, we might be able to play Duelist and shoot something. Though we might actually play Coruscation Mage with Offspring, possibly. Would have been nice to get rid of the Slasher, though, when we had a chance. But kind of had to kill Glissa. So what you can do with this, you can draw a card, put a land from a hand on the battlefield. You can destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment. Okay. Kind of a good little versatile card. I don't think I've ever tried playing it anything, but I could see some worlds where that makes sense. Especially right now with all the overlords and stuff. Alright, that is going to be a problem. We will have to figure out how to navigate that, because this is not going to be a lot of fun. However, man, we needed a land. That would open up some possibilities for sure. But we can attack with Screaming Nemesis, and they wouldn't block. So that's a thing. Maybe we just shoot something here? I guess we just pass. I mean, we didn't get our 3rd mana till turn, I guess, 5 or 6-ish. So that's a little bit tough. We got to figure out. I mean, this is weird to navigate because we have access to a lot of mana, right? Or damage in hand. But I just don't know if we have the time is the problem. Especially taking a damage for one of our things because, like, we're not getting the max life gain we would like to have to be able to survive the Archfiend. So there's a lot of unfortunate parts working against us here. My kingdom for a mana. They have to have a removal spell, right? At some point? I mean, I guess we still got to go for it. But I assume they're just going to kill that. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't know if we even have a chance to race this at all. Pretty sure we don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess we attack. I mean, they block, draw a card. Yep, that's what I would do. Yeah, unfortunately, this just wasn't much of a game. We never got mana. There were some opportunities where we could have done some things, but I think we're a bit too far behind for that. Yeah, because the most we'd be able to do now, even if we got land, is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it wouldn't be enough. Though we take 7, go to 5, we could gain 3. We're at 8. We don't die to the Archfiend. Unless, well, I mean, if they have a creature kill spell, we die, obviously. But, eh? Oh, that's way too late. That would have been good a while ago. We can't target this to kill it either, is the other problem. I mean, Oh, we don't even go to 8. We only go to 7. Because they have to take a point here. Yeah, just no land is tough. Yeah, we can't even attack because we have to stay back to block. And if they have a creature kill spell, we just die. Yeah, they have it. All right, GG's. Yep. Never really got to play Magic in that one. That's tough. Okay, we have a couple of tap lands. Yeah, all right. I guess this isn't so bad with us going first. I'm going to do this because there's some cases later we can get more damage out of a bluffs. So if you don't have to play that first, it's often better not to. I'm going to go ahead and roll with this dude. Because if this is the blue-green deck that's just trying to play all the big guys and draw cards and fill your graveyard, like, oh, it's not. Well, that's a problem. This is probably some type of, if I were guessing, domain-ish deck. Which is a bit of a problem. Man, am I willing to get both of these hit by temporary lockdown? Probably not. I mean, it's going to suck if they don't have lockdown, because obviously it'd be great to have 2 Razorkin Needleheads in this situation, but if they do, at least I still have 1 after the fact to deal consistent damage. Okay, well, they're not going to do it this turn, so that's good. Though they could probably offset the life gain by playing a cornucopia here, or life loss, I should say. Or play that guy. Alright, well, how much damage do we think we can get away with? What's funny here is that attacking with this is worth less than just tapping it for 3 mana, because this would deal 4 during their upkeep. But it's also, do I want to just get in for 4, let that be 5, so it's 10, and then we just try to, like, fire them down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I guess we do. Let's go. I think that's the better plan. Alright, they go to 10. I'm going to assume Sunfall, because that makes sense. No, it's a Spelunking, not a Sunfall at all. That's great for us, actually, because they draw a card and take another point. That makes our math a lot easier. I mean, if something gets hit with a, I don't know, Leyline Binding, we don't care that much. Alright, let's try to shoot them for 3 with this. I mean, you're going to have to use a Leyline, opponent. Things ain't going to get easier. Going to attack. Yep, there's one of them. Opponent goes to 4. Put them to 3. The only good thing here is if they play an Angel, we would be able to shoot our own Needlehead, so they gain 2 less life. But that's really not any better than just shooting them, honestly. But yeah, now they're kind of in the situation of, right, you can crack it, you can go to 6, but now you need an untapped land to do other things, which they have from the Spelunking. It's like, how do you feel about things, opponent? Alright, during your instep, have 2 damage. Nope, that's a tap land. That doesn't make things any better for us. Gonna get rid of 1 thing or 2 things. Your call. You gotta kill both. Alright, that'll work for us. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we gotta keep it. I was just thinking about, like, the sequence I'm going to play stuff in, but I think it's pretty easy here. One of the good parts of having so many 2-mana things. Yeah. I think we're going to stick with just giving ourselves access to 2 mana things. This also gets a little weird because then you get in these situations where it's like, okay, do I just shoot you? You know what I mean? Like at some point, if all you're doing is sitting on removal? Yeah, sure. You can have a braided bluffs, I guess. I mean, I guess it's safe to assume they're doing some type of discard deck or something. I'm gonna go and play one of these because they might just be making us discard. Probably play Liliana this turn, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Nope, they're just playing a cut down. And I was gonna say another discard spell. That makes sense. Sure, we're gonna go with this. Mostly because this might be able to be 2 creatures. Halfway regretting not keeping the land at this point, but is what it is. Sure, you got it. Hey, there's another land, finally. Tempted to attack there, but we're not going to do it just yet. Cruel Claw's Heist with no gift option? Oh wait, does it have the gift attached? I guess it does. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this so I at least get a creature out of the exchange. Do I shoot them as well? And just, nah, that's fine. Ah, I should have. We would have just had a land. Gosh dang it. I should have gambled. I should have gambled. Serves me right. I had no faith. So yeah, they're literally playing all discard and removal. Probably trying to kill you with Bandit's Talent or something. Or Planeswalkers. Alright, we'll go ahead and shoot you so we can gain some life off of this. Fair enough. I mean, they're still at 10, all things considered, you know? They've kind of decimated what we wanted to do, but we're still cooking a little bit here.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for Amber. I've always hated clouds.
Neat. How are you tapping this, Arena? You're gonna tap this, this, and this, and leave me 2 red? Alright, I'm on board with that. Just had to make sure Arena wasn't trying to wreck us.
A delay, nothing more.
Alright. Like, kill a creature, don't kill a creature. It's all good here. She old red. Sure. Oh, that's good. That's real good, actually. Like, that sucks, because you know I have a removal. This is the most shady thing in the world. Alright, put an opponent to 7. Put the opponent to 4. Play the creature. They gain 2. Alright, they want to get rid of that. Fair enough. Draw. Oh, that is a fantastic hit. Alright, pass the turn. So now if we can get like a shock or something, we can start trying to go off. Sure, you got it.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win. Off you
I mean, this is a
go.
situation where the opponent can't even really attack here. Which is great. Oh, this is also good too. I don't hate this. So if we attack, we shoot them. Even if they block and we shoot them, they take 4 and then can't gain life anymore. Yeah, this is a rough spot for them. I had really considered Screaming Nemesis versus Shieldred, but is what it is. So they go to 5. Obviously, if you have removal, you have to play it on the Screaming Nemesis here. Yep.
I'm tired of your secrets.
All I want is a shock. Oh, they're going digging. They're looking for answers for next turn. All right, need something good here. Hopeless Nightmare puts us to 18. We go to 16 during our upkeep, or during our draw step. Come on, shock. You know what? That ain't too bad, actually. This kind of does the same thing, effectively. Like, now the opponent's just caught in no man's land. I mean, we have so much removal, it was only a matter of time. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, I do think, as fun as some of the stuff is, we do need to make room for some get loss. Because in the tournament version of this I played, I did sideboard them. But if you are going to play best of one, you just kind of have to have them, right? So I think what we're looking at here is probably cutting Mechanized Warfare for 2 reasons. One, obviously get loss is more flexible, more important, often going to be a better top deck. But with so many people already playing anti-enchantment stuff and everything else, like, you don't get to hold on to Mechanized Warfare all that much. So I'm okay letting that go. So that gets us at least 2 get lost. I ultimately want at least 3. So I'm trying to figure out where that last one comes from, because we can't really cut too many creatures because we're at 20. We still want to have some as threats, even though we're a burn deck situation, right, is what we're going for. But I think a possibility we could go with would be maybe cutting 1 Lightning Strike. And hear me out on that. It does sound like, hey, you're a burn deck. Why are you cutting burns? But the truth of the matter is, I think, since we're replacing it with another flexible removal spell, it's okay for us to not have some extra burn damage in there. And I think we had enough to win most of our matches where it matters. And sometimes we want it just to kill a creature, and get lost is still going to do that. Now, that brings us to the other issue on Screaming Nemesis. It was pretty good almost every time we got it. So that puts us in a situation of deciding, how do we want to deal with this, right? Because the other thing about Screaming Nemesis is good is that if we do get to use its ability to deal damage to the opponent, then even if the Screaming Nemesis dies, the opponent can never gain life again, and that makes it a lot easier for us to kill them. So I think we have to make a judgment call on Screaming Nemesis or Quintorius. And that's a tough one, because I like what Quintorius brings to the table, but I'm going to go with Screaming Nemesis. It also makes the deck casting cost, not by much, you know, slightly smaller, lower, and just gives us a few more options to go with as far as being able to finish the game, right? We're not worried about the opponent shoving big creatures in the way we can't punch through, right? If they're playing Overlords, we can just run into them and not care and still get the damage. And I think that's pretty important too. Whereas that wouldn't necessarily be the case with something like Quintorius, other than just being able to make a lot of blockers, which is good against stuff that plays a lot of sweepers. But the reality is this deck can just go upstairs, right? If we get you to like 9 and you sweep the board, we're like, great, here comes a bunch of burn damage. That's what we're good at, right? So I think this is the final list I would post up if you wanted to play this. Go with 4 Shock, 3 Get Lost, 4 Heartflame Duelist, 4 Coruscation Mage, 2 Lightning Strike, 4 Razorkin Needlehead, 4 Lightning Helix, 2 Tai Wakeen, 4 Screaming Nemesis, 3 Oher Ashenil, 3 Virtue of Courage. Lands are pretty simple with 3 plains, 6 mountains, 4 Braided Bluffs, 4 Battlefield Forge, 4 Inspiring Vantage, and 3 Restless Bivouac. But yeah, this was a good one to come back and revisit. One of those things we hadn't played in a long time, and turns out it's actually still playable. I think it just needed a few adjustments. New cards like Nemesis and the Needlehead, I think both really made a big difference here. But yeah, you never know what you can play in Standard. There's a lot of good cards, a lot of cards to work with, and we still got more stuff coming, so be sure to check out one of these other videos. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.